What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, in today's video, we are going over Solana as its price does seem to be breaking to the downside of our key 1-year support and resistance channel. Now, of course, over the last few days, we've been talking about this logarithmic channel in which we have been in since the middle of 2020. We've been talking about some of these highs, and we've been talking about some of these lows in which we've been putting in, and we were basically saying that if Solana is able to find some support around exactly where we are now, well, obviously, I think we could be looking good for some type of exponential move back to the upside. But if we were to lose this bottom side of this support, it could be a sign that the times are slowly starting to change for Solana. It may have found its its justifiable market cap, and it may have found its actual place within crypto. And so what it seems to be at the moment is that for the first time since 2020, we are actually losing the bottom side of this channel. Now, it's not confirmed yet. Of course, I will give you guys another update tomorrow, but as you can see, if we go down to the hour charts, we actually are looking to see a bit of a retest, but it doesn't seem to be just enough to get us back within this channel. Okay, and so is this the end of the world? No, of course. We talked about this yesterday. I told you guys that it's not something that I would be too concerned about. What this really just means is that the likelihood is, based off what we're seeing from Solana in terms of where it's been moving and what it's been doing over the last few years, is that the exponential gains that it's been seeing may be slowing down. Now, Solana is tied directly to Bitcoin right now. So when Bitcoin goes down, Solana goes down. When Bitcoin goes up, sometimes Solana will go up as well. But overall, even though there is that direct correlation to the market, this is going to be more of a sign of overall potential in the short term, in my opinion. The reason I say that is because, of course, Solana is ranked within the top 5 cryptos on Earth right now, and the overall idea of it being able to 10x or 20x within this bull run does become extremely unlikely based off of its massive market cap. And so what that means for us is that now that we are seeing a possible breakdown from this extremely large logarithmic and exponential growth pattern in which we've been seeing, what this basically just means is that we may be needing to expect to see that Solana's gains over the short and midterm may start to slow down. Now, I am still under the belief that we're going to set a new all-time high. I am under the belief that this is not the top for Solana, but I think the exponential growth definitely may be showing that it's slowing down a little bit, especially compared to what we've seen over the last year. Okay. Now, again, that's not a bad thing. That just means that it's doing what it should naturally do as it has worked its way up to the top 5. So now in today's video, now that we've seen a bit of a loss there, we're going to move back to our regular charts, and we're actually just going to look at this thing from more of a short-term perspective and where we can expect it to go as its price has been dumping. So what I'm paying extremely close attention to at this point is going to, of course, be our Fibonacci's. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go based off of our most recent swing high to swing low event, which is going to be in the month of September. We're going to take the low that was set on September 21st and drag it all the way up, drag a Fibonacci all the way up to November 7th high. And what we're going to do is we're just going to mark out where our 618 to 786 zone is. So what happens at this zone? Okay, why is this area significant? Well, this area is going to be significant because typically speaking, this is going to be your retracement versus your reversal zone. What that means is that if we're able to go through this, that is a sign that it is a reversal, and we are likely not only going to surpass the previous low in which we set, but we could be looking at setting a new lower low even further down below it, which could be again the clear sign of a reversal. Now, the reason that it is considered the retracement zone is because generally speaking, when we do see a retracement to the downside, we will come all the way back to this zone, the 618-786 zone, and that will be our last level of support before seeing a continuation to the upside. Now, if we look at something like our VPVR, for example, you can see that we have this little final area of support and average volume there before seeing really more of a drop off, right? We don't really see much else coming into effect below this, which means that there wouldn't be as much average volume based off of historical data to keep us from falling once we lost this area here. So what that tells me is that we are still holding up well. So although we did lose our logarithmic and exponential growth pattern there, which was going to be that channel that we were looking at, it tells me that we still have this key level of support under us on this midterm trend. And that means that we can definitely be looking at the continuation still of some type of Elliott's wave theory, as long as we do continue to put in a bottom somewhere within, this zone here, which is between $170 and $145. So realistically, even if we do continue downwards to $150, as long as we do put in a higher low from our 2 wave down towards $120, I do believe that we could still see this wave 5 being put in upwards of $300 to $400. So although we did lose that support, it's not the end of the world, especially in the short or the midterm. And as long as we're able to find some support here, I definitely do think that we can see that continuation. Now, this is also going to be backed by what we're seeing on the RSI at the moment. On the RSI, what we can see is that our wave 2 is going to be a low. And then right here, we set this low on the RSI. Now, since then on the RSI, we've come down and clearly will put in a lower low. Well, as long as we are above this $145 region and we set a low here and continue back to the upside, we will have put in a higher low on our charts. Now, as you can see, we set a higher low and a lower low. And what that means is that we are seeing bullish divergence. So when we see this bullish divergence, typically speaking, this is going to be an indicator that will allow us to see growth to the upside, considering the fact that our price is still setting higher low, so it's still climbing, but our RSI is giving itself even more room to work back to the upside, just to make it simple. So what that tells me is that as long as we're able to hold some support above 100, and let's give it $145, I do believe that we are still set to see some type of growth, again, up towards $300 to even $500. So though we did lose that support, and we can expect that the gains may start to slow down a little bit over time, I am still under the belief that we are still looking pretty good to see a continuation to the upside, and that will of course just come when the rest of the market decides to do so, when Bitcoin decides to move, and all of that good stuff. So of course today is more of just an update, really nothing super big or super important other than the fact that we did lose that long-term logarithmic channel, and so of course that is relatively significant and it was worth giving the mention. So with that being said, in tomorrow's video I will let you guys know if that breakout to the downside of the channel is confirmed, and then from there where we're looking in terms of price. So definitely don't miss tomorrow's Solana video by simply just staying in tune and also turning on notifications when you subscribe to the channel so you never miss that video, and I will see you all next time. Peace.